Hello, I'm Dr. Robin Ganzert, and welcome to American Humane in Action. As an animal lover, you may already know that American Humane is this country's very first national humane organization and has been fighting for the humane treatment of all animals since way back in 1877. Today, we are proud to say that we save, shelter, feed, and protect nearly 1 billion animals around the world. Those in our homes, those who are caught in war, natural disasters, and cruelty cases, the animal actors we so love in movies and television, endangered species in zoos and aquariums, and hundreds of millions of animals living on farms and ranches. At American Humane, our mission is to help animals whenever and wherever they are in need. Why? Because we love them, and I know you do too. Most of us fell in love with animals by watching them on the big screen at the movies or at home on television when we were children. These amazing, talented, and funny animal actors brought smiles to our faces and sometimes even tears. They often teach us about ourselves in ways that would be impossible even for the best human actor. Animal stars are a treasured part of our culture, playing some of the most famous and most beloved characters of all time. And American Humane is, and has been, and continues to be their voice and their shield. On this episode of American Humane in Action, we dive into No Animals Were Harmed, the only approved certification program overseeing animals in film production. The protection of animal actors is not just our duty, but a heartfelt mission. We'll talk to leading experts and find out why and how we have forever changed the way animal actors were treated through our now legendary life-saving program. Today, our famous end credit, No Animals Were Harmed, is the symbol of humane treatment, recognized worldwide by the viewing public. And our legacy of dedication to animal safety is behind every production that receives our certification. To give us an insider's look at how this remarkable program works, I had the opportunity to chat with Dr. Tom Edling, Chief Veterinary Advisor for American Humane, and one of the most respected animal scientists in the country. He recently joined me from Los Angeles. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Robin. Thanks for having me.
Tom, almost everyone's familiar with the No Animals Were Harmed seal at the end of movies, but they may not know how much actually goes into keeping our favorite animal stars safe and happy. Can you give everyone an overview of the program?
Right. Yeah. Well, just for kind of some baseline reference, we have about 1,000 sets we visit every year. And in that 1 year, we'll work with about or a little over 100,000 animals a year. It all starts with state-of-the-art standards that were developed by animal care experts. We have our certified animal safety representatives. We have almost 50 of them that are all around the country and around the world. They're on all the different movies and TV sets. Some of our CASRs, the certified animal safety representatives, are even veterinarians. Everything we do starts with the script that we get from the production company. We work with them as a partner to make sure that when we're on set and the animals are on set, that everything goes smoothly. So we're there to be the animal advocate in all these different situations.
That's a very good summary. Each production takes a lot of time, a lot of care, and a lot of work, but it's all worth it to keep these amazing animals protected and happy. Why, in your opinion, is our No Animals Were Harmed certification program so important?
Yeah, this is an easy one for me because as a veterinarian, I've spent my entire life working to make sure animals are protected. Animals are extraordinarily important to me and to most people. People that are watching any of the productions, the film, the TV, the commercials, they're really there because they love entertainment. They love to be entertained. They also love animals. And this is where the mixture comes together. I want to make sure that everybody that is there watching whatever they're watching, their entertainment, I want to make sure that they know that the animal that is on that set is safe and protected, because that gives people a peace of mind.
Should all films and commercials have one of our representatives on set, even if it's only a brief appearance of an animal?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes that brief appearance might take a day or 2 or 3 days to capture. And so we're there the entire time with that animal to make sure that that animal has an advocate on the set. You know, we're there to be the protector, the advocate of the animal. So we know that every time we're on set, no matter if it's for 30 seconds or 2 hours, that animal is taken care of.
How do the animals we enjoy watching in film and television feel about working on set and playing their different roles?
You know, that what the sets I've been on and I review, I review everything basically. And I think the animals really enjoy it. They're there, they're playing, you know, their trainers are amazing people. So the animal is on the set and it does whatever it's supposed to do. And at the end of what it's trick or whatever it's supposed to do, it go gets a treat and it's jumping up in the air and it's having a good time. And, you know, the horses are winning. I mean, all the animals are really having a good time on the set. And we're there just to make sure that they have that advocacy.
Why do you think our work on sets is so important, Tom?
Well, we're the only organization that actually is out there protecting animals in this fashion. You know, we have a lot of programs. Of course, this is my favorite because it's the one I'm working with. But American Humane is the only organization that does things like this. We are there for the animal, to be the animal advocate in all situations and all these different aspects of how culture uses our animals. We know animals are going to be used in our society. We all love our animals, and so it's my job. And again, I'm extraordinarily lucky to have this position that I get to be the one that has an integral part of helping animals in our world.
Tom, thanks so much for being with us today. You're one of our humane heroes.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on here. This has been a pleasure to talk about my favorite thing, American Humane, and how we take care of animals around the world.
Over the past 80 years, this program has brought about a huge advance in the treatment of animals and has completely transformed the working environment for so many of our favorite animal stars. A big thank you to Dr. Edling, and thank you for watching American Humane in Action. We'll be right back. For 140 years, American Humane has been working to make our world a better and kinder place for animals, veterans, and others in greatest need. You can help by making a gift through your will or charitable annuity that helps build a more compassionate future for both animals and people. Make kindness your legacy. Visit AmericanHumane.org to learn about how you can help ensure a better, more caring world for all of us.
Hi, I'm Carson Kressley. Of all the most valuable resources in the world, kindness is the most precious. For more than 140 years, American Humane has been working to make the world a kinder place for animals. Rescuing those caught in disasters, protecting animals on our farms, on the silver screen, and the world's remarkable and endangered species who need our care to help them survive. All of us can make a difference by making humane choices at the supermarket, in our choice of entertainment, and by supporting conservation and rescue efforts. It's not hard at all. Make being kind a lifestyle choice and visit AmericanHumane.org for simple ways you can help build a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for animals and for all of us.
Hi, I'm Marcus Scribner. The way we treat others affects us all, and that includes the way we treat animals. Cruel treatment of animals overseas led to the pandemic crisis, killing 1 million people worldwide. Environmental destruction, pollution, and poaching have killed endangered wild species. Our world today is a poorer place for people to live and inhumane for both people and animals. To fight back, American Humane created a 10-point plan to help animals, people, and the world we share. From ending the dog and cat meat trade to universal humane standards for farms, zoos, entertainment, and animal transport. Together we can make a difference. Join the fight for our animal friends. Go to AmericanHumane.org today and sign our new deal for animals. For a kinder, safer, and healthier world for all of us.
Welcome back to American Humane in Action. I'm so pleased to be joined by one of our certified animal safety representatives for our No Animals Were Harmed program, along with a very special guest, to learn more about the on-set experience. Aisha Coleman has been a certified animal safety representative for 16 years, working to make sure no animals were harmed. And she's worked to protect thousands of animal stars in films and series such as Top Gun Maverick, Captain Marvel, Goliath, and Beverly Hills Chihuahua. She is a completely fearless advocate for animals, a devoted mother to 2 beautiful children, 3 dogs and 2 rabbits, and she's an absolute pleasure to work with. And joining Aisha is an animal star we have worked to keep safe. This is Stoli, who played Peg in the Disney motion picture, The Lady and the Tramp. Aisha, I'm so thrilled to have you today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, gosh.
Very.
You know, I know you've worked with animal stars like Stoli before. Can you share with us what it's like to be on set, what that experience is like?
It is a wonderful, wonderful experience to be on set. A bit daunting because set has its own little city, its own little entity a lot of times, so it can be a little bit tricky learning the lay of the land and learning your way around. But I always look for the animals. I know exactly where to go and exactly what to do when I get there.
So tell me, what does a normal day on a production set look like with an animal star like Stoli or, you know, some of the many others that you've worked with?
A lot of times the days start out very, very similar. We get a lot of training when we go to become a rep, so we start with learning the basic things to do every time you go on every set. And I like to treat every set the same, whether I'm working with an ant or an elephant. I always say the same things. I find the animals, I find the trainers, I find the animal action, what is the animal doing for the day, and then I go to work, making sure that it's safe for them to perform their action.
So today, Stoli is quite safe,
Yes.
sitting here right now. So this is a wonderful version of animal action, lap action right here, which is great. So tell me about some of the more extreme or more intense animal action that you've worked with.
A lot of times, you don't even know things are going to be intense until the moment when you get there. They might read a certain way on the script, and then when you get there, it'll say something like, dog sits on the sidewalk. And when you get there, you find out there's a fire behind the dog, or there's cars driving in front of the dog. So it might seem simple at first, and then you would just go from there, making sure everything is safe for the dog to be sitting there at that point.
So that's a lot of movie magic that a lot of people don't realize what's going on. So when you see that animal in that melee scene, as you said, it could be all movie magic.
All movie magic. And I like that American Humane is there to substantiate that. We document everything. We document how the animal was at the top of the day.
Yes.
The actual scene and the actual action that the animal performed. And then we stay till the end. When the animal leaves, we want them to leave the set the exact way they arrived at the set.
Beautiful. So, you know, you've seen so much on these sets. Tell me about one of the most fascinating animal stars you've ever met, because I'm sure there's been many.
A lot of fascinating animal stars, a lot of great stories. The stories that stand out the most, working with elephants.
Oh, yes.
Working with elephants and doing commercials with them. And a lot of times the elephants are more quiet on the set than people. You'll have the humans knocking things over or running to put this and that there. This particular set, the elephant was held outside the set, obviously. One time they brought the elephant in, I didn't even know he was in there. He was so quiet and obedient and good. I turned around, there's a huge elephant here. So that's always fun, working with the big animals like that.
So I'm going to ask you a tough question. You've worked with a lot of animal stars, tons of them, I'm sure. Stoli, close your ears on this one. But who was your favorite animal star?
I like the hoofstock animals. So I've done a few commercials with giraffe. Which is always interesting to see how do you transport a giraffe? Right. How do you then handle a giraffe once it's on set? They're way up there and you're way down low.
Yes.
So that was always interesting to see which giraffe was going to show up and how they were going to maneuver this animal through the set. That was really interesting. But I always say, if you eat hay, you're a friend of mine. So pretty much any livestock animal that would show up, I'm going to be your friend.
Tell me about the moment that you saw the difference that American Humane made on a production set.
A lot of interesting in situations like that. Back up a little bit. I said I like to know the animal action as soon as I step on set. That is tantamount because you want to be prepared, and if there's something that you can put in place for the animal, you want to do that ahead of time.
Right.
So in a lot of scenes, I will talk to the trainer beforehand, and I will ask them, how much do you think this animal can do?
Yes.
You know, for takes, as far as takes. And I've had to step in multiple times to say, enough. And what I do for that is I find out the action beforehand, and I read the animal. I read the animal, and this is where knowing animal behavior comes in, and telling, like, if it's a horse that has to run, maybe he slows down.
Well, Aisha, you're a humane hero, an angel to all these animal stars. Thank you for being their voice.
You're
and
so
for your
welcome.
Just incredible dedication to building a more humane world.
Thank you, Robin.
Proud to
for
know you.
having me.
Thank you. When we come back, we'll meet one of the country's top stars, not in the movies, but in a job that requires changing and saving lives.
Hi everybody, I'm Kristen Chenoweth. When our servicemen and women return from war, they often carry wounds that the rest of us cannot see. Up to 1 in 5 veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. And often, even the best treatment, including medication and therapy, they fall short. Sadly, more than 6,000 veterans die every year from suicide. Thanks to the life-saving power of the human-animal bond, professionally trained service dogs can help. But connecting a veteran with a well-trained service dog can be difficult. Wait lists are long, and training can cost tens of thousands of dollars. But service dogs can bring healing. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots program, which provides dogs to veterans for free of charge. Let's help our veterans heal from the invisible wounds of war.
For 140 years, American Humane has been working to make our world a better and kinder place for animals, veterans, and others in greatest need. You can help by making a gift through your will or charitable annuity that helps build a more compassionate future for both animals and people. Make kindness your legacy. Visit AmericanHumane.org to learn about how you can help ensure a better, more caring world for all of us.
Hi, I'm IceT. As a veteran, I know that for many former servicemen and women, the battle doesn't always end when they come home. Every day, 184 veterans are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, and sadly, 20 take their own lives. When nothing else helps, professionally trained service dogs can. American Humane, serving the U.S. military for over 100 years, rescues animals in need of forever homes and trains them to become free, life-saving service dogs for our nation's veterans. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
Welcome back. In this episode of American Humane in Action, we've been talking about our Hollywood program, which has protected 1 million animal actors on movie and television sets over the past 80 years. One of the reasons we do this important work is because we believe so strongly in the life-enhancing and often even life-saving power of the connections between people and animals. And one of the ways we work to strengthen that bond and help people understand how important animals are is through our hugely popular American Humane Hero Dog Awards. This heartwarming national campaign searches the entire country each year to find and celebrate ordinary dogs who do extraordinary things, from protecting us in our homes and communities, to helping those without sight or hearing, to those dogs who keep our troops safe, and sometimes those amazing dogs that just lift our spirits after a hard day. Joining us today is former U.S. Army Sergeant James Overton and Canine Cody, one of the most heroic dogs we honored in our annual Hero Dog Awards. Thank you for joining us, James.
Thank you, it's an honor.
And welcome, Canine Cody, to our show today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's chilling right now.
She's excited, I can see.
She is. She is.
She's amazing. Tell me a little bit about your story personally, James, and what brought your journey to Cody.
Well, my journey is not too exciting, not as exciting as hers. I did 8 years in the Army, and then I did 7 years as a contractor overseas. And then that's when I started working with Cody shortly after that, and we've been working together for the last 5 years. I got into Canine after the military, which was an unusual path for me. And once I got into Canine, I was like, there's nothing else that I want to do. I love working with dogs. Not too much of a people person anymore. I think the dogs are way better. And she's just been a life changer for me. She really has in so many ways. She's such an amazing dog. When I got her, she was already trained in explosives. She had done 2 years overseas in Iraq, and then she did another 2 years out in Minnesota with the Mall of America, the Minnesota Vikings Stadium. And then I got assigned to her and was working with her at Busch Gardens Amusement Park and some other places up and down the East Coast. So, yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
And Cody, trained as an explosive dog. Can you share with us what that means to be trained as an explosive dog?
So for her, she's trained single-purpose explosives detection. So she's trained on about 23 different odors of explosives, and she's trained to search them in vehicles, buildings, airports, amusement parks, stadiums, concert venues, and she's also trained to detect explosives on people as well. So in the event of a suicide bomb or somebody trying to carry stuff into a venue, she's trained to search them as well. Just her demeanor overall, I mean, as you can tell, I mean, she's just... She loves being around people. She's so relaxed, and she's amazing.
Well, she's just great, and she is such a special, special dog, which is one reason she was in our 2020 American Humane Hero Dog Awards and was a winner. Tell us about that experience.
I tell you, it was incredible, and I never thought that we would be where we were. I mean, she's got literally her own fan base. I joke around and say I'm her publicist now, and quite literally that's the case. You know, we'd be going to Lowe's, and like I said, she goes everywhere with me even when I'm not working. And I've had people come up to me and say, "Hey, is that Canine Cody?" And I'm like, How are you? Who told you this? She's like, I saw you on American Humane, or I saw you on the local news, and yeah, it's been great. And it's been great for her to get the attention. We have our own trading cards now, so I pass those out to the kids. That's a big hit with the kids, and it's just been an amazing ride. You guys have been so amazing, just helping bring awareness to the dogs and everything they do for us. And I think a lot of people kind of take that for granted. They don't really see the sacrifices, especially the canines and the working dogs, and what they all go through. And all of that. So I think it's great what you guys have been doing for that.
Well, was there one special story you think that resonated with the American public that allowed her to be a winner in the 2020 awards?
I do. So one story. So we were working at an amusement park, and there we had an event there where a little girl in the park was bitten by a dog that the owner had claimed to be a service dog, and we knew right off the bat that it was not, just because of the behavior of the dog. But the dog, for whatever reason, decided to bite the little girl, and the little girl was just traumatized. And the security officers called me over, said, "Hey, can you bring Cody to the aid station? We want, to bring Cody in and show this girl what a real dog is." So we walked in, and she sensed right away that the little girl was upset. She walks over, she licks the girl's hand, and then immediately lays down and rolls over and shows her belly, and just kind of snuggled up next to the little girl. And the little girl immediately stopped crying and got down and started petting Cody. And Cody just put her hand on her paw on her foot and just kind of sat there. And it totally turned the whole situation around, because that girl could have been traumatized for a long time after that event, rightfully so. For her to be able to come in and just change that little girl's, demeanor and everything, it was phenomenal.
You are phenomenal, Canine Cody. Yes, you are. I want your dad to share with me one story about some of the new things you're doing now, because I know there's some game-changing things on the horizon for Canine Cody and for you, James. Can you share? Yeah,
so we've been doing a lot of things. Like I said, with the company I'm with now, American Canine Interdiction, we're doing a lot of things, training canines to do some unusual things, some being COVID detection, as well as bed bug detection. There's a lot of different avenues that we're going to be utilizing the canines in.
Well, tell me about COVID detection, because I think that's wonderful.
That has been an ongoing trial, and we're still in the trial phase of that program right now, trying to prove the concept. But we've had some tremendous results with the dogs that we've been able able to do so far, and they are progressing very, very well. We hope to continue the progress along with that program, and hopefully get them operational soon and get them out in public to kind of get things back to normal, if we want to call it normal, and get those dogs working and saving lives, just like these guys do. Outside just the explosive detection piece, just what she's done for me and my struggles after being out of the military, and just me trying to find a purpose in life. I was kind of lost, and I struggled with PTSD and those types of things. And I needed more than just a therapy dog. I needed to find a purpose, and she's given me that purpose, to be able to go out there and still do something that has meaning. And I think that's one of the things that veterans struggle with a lot, is when they get out of the military, they may not have depression or they may not have PTSD, but they may be struggling with a sense of purpose. And what this Canine program with American Canine Interdiction, what that's done is it's given a lot of veterans purpose again. They not only have this partner who's amazing and will do whatever they need him to do and is always there for them and gives them a sense of purpose on that side of things, but also gives them a sense of purpose with a new job.
Yes.
And that's what it's been for me. It's been huge for me because I've always liked, when I was in the military, I was the tip of the spear. We struggle with, are we ever going to be as cool as we were when we were overseas, what a lot of military veterans struggle with. And this has kind of helped me be that tip of the spear again, but in a different aspect. And she's been phenomenal, being able to go out there and still do meaningful work and things. We're still, saving lives and keeping people safe. And that's what a lot of military veterans signed up to do initially. It was to keep people safe and protect this country. We don't deserve these animals. We really don't. They're just incredible.
Yes, they are, but you're incredible too, James. I
appreciate that.
So grateful, and thank you so much for your service to our country and what you do every day.
Thank you, ma'am.
To
it's my
keep
pleasure.
us safe. And Cody, Canine Cody, we all love you, and congratulations on being one of American Humane's hero dogs. You are just phenomenal, but you are a humane hero to all of us too, James.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being with us.
She's a fan of you as well, obviously, as we can all see.
I love her too. Thanks so much.
No problem.
I hope you've enjoyed spending some time with me, learning about the many ways we can help the animals who so greatly enrich our lives. We can all play a part in protecting animals by supporting working dogs, choosing entertainment where no animals were harmed, adopting from shelters, and making humane choices at the supermarket, and visiting American Humane certified zoos and aquariums. If you were inspired by the show, join us and the Compassion Movement by supporting American Humane in its work to save, shelter, feed, and protect animals every year. And please visit AmericanHumane.org and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so we can keep you up to date on all the latest news about the beautiful animals who share our world. I'm Dr. Robin Ganzert. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll tune in to all of our episodes of American Humane in Action for an inside look at the innovative efforts that are building a better, more humane world for all of us.